Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's Review. This is Zulus on the Ramparts 2nd edition, the Battle of Rourke's Drift. This is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's certainly Joe Miranda's best game. It's from Victory Point Games. They have a new owner, so I don't know if they're still producing this game or not, but it's worth looking into because it's a really good one. But this isn't going to be a review. I already reviewed this about 3 years ago on my website. I'll put a link to it in the description. This is just me having fun during a playthrough. I want to warn you, though, this is my interpretation of the rules, and there's some things in the errata I don't agree with it, so I'm doing things my way. So if I'm playing it a little differently than you, that's why. It's my game, so I'll play it my way. So my starting hand, I have Here They Come, and I have Lieutenant Bromhead and Lieutenant Chard. So now we're going to draw from the cup to see what the Zulus do. Their chest moves too. Alright, and for my action I will put forth Lieutenant Bromhead, and that will be my turn. So I draw a card, and I get Volley, Fire, Present, and then I can put forth one hero, so I'll put forth Chard. On the board here, the ammunition water low marker is out, so I'm going to need to get rid of that before I do anything. So let's draw for the Zulus again. For this one I drew Seniority Debate. This is a particularly nasty one. I return Chard, Bromhead, Dalton, Bourne, or Windridge to my hand. Both of these guys get returned to my hand, so that's bad. And then I skip the remainder of the turn. I don't even draw, and I don't get to put forth a hero. And the Zulus go again. And the Zulus draw this one where both horns advance one space. There's one. And there's one. So now we're going to put forth Bromhead. And we'll draw a card and get another Volley, Fire, Present. And we get to put forth a hero, so we'll put out Chard. And next turn maybe we'll actually get to do something useful. Alright, so Zulus go again. Move that out of the way. And their chest moves forward one. So Mr. Chard's going to remove the ammunition low, and Chard goes back to my hand when doing that. And then Bromhead will return to my hand so I can do one additional action. So I will do this one, Volley, Fire, Presents, and roll 2 dice at attacking this Zulu here. 6 and a 5, so one marker is destroyed and he's pushed back 1. And that gets discarded. So my turn's done, so I draw a card, and it's Corporal Ferdinand Sheese. I'll save him for later. I'm going to put out Bromhead again. And then the Zulus go. Chest moves forward 2 again. That one's getting dangerous. So for my action, I'll put out Chard, and then Lieutenant Bromhead will return to my hands, so I can do one other action. And I'm going to do Volley, Fire, Present, and I get 3 dice, so I'm going to throw versus that. And pushes it back 1 with the 5. So I draw a card, and it's Independent Fire at Will. I'm going to put out Bromhead again. And let's draw the Zulu chit. Rifles overheat. So I draw another Impy chit. And if it's an advanced one, I implement it normally. So that goes to there. And both of these get returned to the cup, unfortunately. Alright, so we need to move this Zulu victory marker back. So Mr. Chard is going to build a barricade, so he's built 1/3 of it, and it moves the Zulu victory marker back 1. And then Bramhead will return to the hand, allowing me to do independent fire at will again with 2 dice versus this guy. And nothing happens. Draw, and we get Surgeon Reynolds. And I'm going to put forth Bramhead again. And the Zulus go, and each segment gets to move 1, both horns, the loins, and the chest. So he moves 1, loin moves 1, right horn moves up, and this guy gets in a position that's going to scare the hell out of me right there. He moves forward 1 more space, the Zulus win. Alright. So, Bramhead is going to fire, or excuse me, not Bramhead. I'm going to use my action to fire this card. So I get 1 dice versus that. And nothing happens, unfortunately. And Bramhead goes back to my hand. So this guy can build the second part of the barricade. And then draw a card. It's Hook and Bramhead out there, and Surgeon Reynolds and she, so I'm going to use Bramhead again, I think. Alright, let's see what the Zulus draw here. They may win on this turn. So there we go, and the loins move forward too. Alright. So for my turn, I'll build the last part of the barricade, which will move the Zulu victory marker to there. And I think Bramhead's going to sacrifice himself to roll 4 dice versus that one, because that one's in a winning position. 5, so that pushes it back 1. I was hoping for better than that. Alright, so let's draw a card. Drew independent fire at will. So we're going to take Hook out. Good thing about him is I can discard him to halt the advance of any Ibuthu if it attempts to enter a space with a value of 1 or 0. So this is a good card to have. It also can stop things from advancing into an unburning hospital. Alright, so Zulus go again. And they get rifles overheat. So I draw another chit. And it's the arch chit. That's not an advanced marker, so both of these go back to the cup. But I have a -1 die roll modifier this turn. So I'm not going to do any firing then. I'll take Surgeon Reynolds. Actually, I forgot to draw a card, so Henry Williams came out. But anyhow, Surgeon Reynolds, I can discard him during my discard phase in order to take back 1 hero of my choice, which would be Bramhead, and make it immediately available. And now I roll a dice for Surgeon Reynolds, and I get a 1. So I discard him since I rolled a 1. Alright, now it's back to the Zulus. That one's called Prince Dabul Amanzi. So I roll 1 dice, and I return 4 of these chits to the cup. So this one, That one. This one. Oh, that one on it was supposed to get returned before anyways. And that one. Alright, let's see what I can do here now. I'm going to use independent fire at will. Roll 2 dice against this guy here. 5 and a 4, so the 5 pushes him back 1. And I draw a card. It's Dalton. I'll put him 4th. Alright, now Zulus. Let me mix these up a little bit. So that went back in the cup. So, chess goes forward 1. Okay, so I got Hook here. Actually, should have put Hook out when I put him out. So we got Hook in the hospital. Alright, and I roll a dice since one's trying to advance into the hospital. If I get a 5 or 6, it doesn't advance it into the hospital. So 6, he stopped them. So that's good. So we draw a card. And that will go out. Alright, there's the R. So I believe all those, let me look that one up. I believe all those in 2 or lower spaces move back 1. So he moves back 1. And he moves back 1. And then the ones in 3 through 5, they get a hit point back. But he just moved there this turn, so he doesn't get one. Alright. So, the British will go. And they're going to do independent fire at will at this guy here. So that's 2 dice. 6 and a 5, so he gets pushed back 1 and he loses a step. Alright, so let's draw a card. That's the reserve platoon one. Alright, so Zulus are up. Let me just mix these up a little bit. And it's an R. So this one gets 1 step back. And I can't fire this turn. However, I can take Chard and... oh, I don't have a sergeant out. Otherwise I'd form a reserve platoon. So I'll just put forth another hero. This one here. He's a pretty good one because you can discard him to change a die result to a 6, which is excellent. Alright, so that's what they draw, and there's no heroes to put forth. So Zulus are up. Drew that again. So I draw another MP Chin. And it's a fire. But since it's not an advanced marker, these both go back in the cup. But I got a -1 die roll modifier this turn, so that's unfortunate. Alright, so as far as actions, I don't think there's really anything I can do right now, or that I want to do at least. So, I'm just going to draw a card. Reverend Ammunition Smith. So I'm going to put him forth. Put him over here. And let me mix up the Zulus. Seniority debate. This is going to hurt. So on that one, I'm going to put Chard, Bramhead, Dalton. I'll go back to my hand. and I can't fire this turn, and I skipped my draw phase. Alright, so the Zulus are up again. One from each horn, so this guy moves forward one. And this other horn here moves forward one. Is it even worth shooting? No, I'm not. Oh, instead I'm just going to put forth another guy. I'll put forth the Bromhead. Alright, Zulus. Chess moves forward one. So they're going to do Volley Fire Present, and at long range it's just one dice. So I discard this card to change that into a 6. And this loses a step. This is out of the game now, Private John Williams. So we draw. And we get Williams who can do the same thing. So this is a card we're definitely going to take. Let's draw a chit here. Each one moves forward one, so he moves forward one. This one, no, he's going to let it go forward here. This will go forward one, and that will go forward one. So I'll just put this forth as my action. Or you know what, I'm not going to take Chard, I'm going to do this guy instead. Dalton. Alright, so the chess moves forward one. So we got to roll there to see if Hook stops him. Hook does not stop him. Alright, so I'm going to skip my action and just draw one. So now we got a sergeant. That's what I've been looking for, so I could form a reserve platoon. So Zulus, each one advances one. I don't like that one. I'm going to use Dalton, discard after drawing and examining an impy or event chit to discard it permanently without effect and end this phase, so that will stop that. Otherwise, I'm going to have 3 of them in the 2 of them in the perimeter. All right, so let's form a reserve platoon. These 2 will form it. And then the reserve platoon comes out. And draw a card. Yeah, it's Private Hitch. I'm playing with all the cards in the deck, by the way. So I'm going to put forth Chard first, I think. So Zulus. Fire. So we got to roll on a fire table. None ablaze, so roll 1 dice and get a 2. So now the hospital is ablaze. Alright, so the Zulu gets pushed back 1 because of the fire being started there. Alright, so reserve platoon. Over here, they're going to fire at this one. So it's 5 dice. And I'm going to discard, or do I really want to do that? No, I'm going to use this card instead to turn one of those into a 6. So he'll lose 1. But I got the ammunition low marker again. And so you can disband the reserve platoon for free. That doesn't cost an action. So Bromhead is going to return to my hand, and or he doesn't need to actually. This can just discard as a insert as a free action. Yeah, during the action phase, he can insert to remove the ammo low marker. So I put this approximately in the center of the deck, and it gets rid of the ammunition low marker. And I draw 1 and put forth a hero. Alright, since this one is burning here, hook is removed. So we're going to draw a card, and there's no hero for us to put forth. So let's draw a chit. Chess moves forward 2. So the Buthu stops when he enters that space. Alright, since this guy is in the space with a burning building, in addition to 5s being a retreat, so will a 4. So we're going to roll this. 4 dice. So the 6 just kills him outright. And the burning building too, you can't shoot beyond it. So if one's at 2, 3, 4, or 5, you can't target it. So that's gone too. Let's draw 1, Cattle Stampede. Alright, to play this, they either have to be in the outer perimeter or in the corral here. Alright, so I discarded as a free action to automatically move anyone at Buthu back 1 box to its next highest number. It says any Buthu. So this one's the most dangerous. I'll push him back. And we draw 1 that's independent fire at will. Now the Zulus will go. Each of their horns moves 2. So before they move, I'm going to discard this to do 1 volley. And he's going to do it against this one with 2 dice. Gets a 6, and I'm going to discard this one here to change the other one to a 6. So he takes 2 damage. And then he advances 2 into there. And this one advances 1, 2, so that's a problem. Alright, so I got to get that one out of here. So this was already fired. So I'm going to fire that one, which is 3 dice. So it kills it outright. And we'll draw a card. And it's Volley Fire by Ranks. That's actually a good card. And let's draw a chit. And the chest moves forward 1, but the chest one is dead, so nothing happens. Alright. So I'm going to fire this one, that's 5 dice. And I'm going to return this to my hand, give a +1 die roll modifier when shooting. That'll only be on 1 dice though. So we got 1, 6, change. Actually, I like the 5s. You know what? No. 2 6s. And push back 1. Let's fix our little mess here. Alright, that bought me a little time. But I get an ammunition low marker. So let's draw a card. Commit the reserve platoon. Well, you get to put forward a hero. So now the Zulus shall go. And each horn moves 1. This long horn's still left, so he moves into there. So I'm going to have to do something here. I can't fire this because the ammunition low marker is out. So Chard's going to remove it and he bounces back to my hand. And I'm deciding if I should sacrifice Bramhead here to do a volley at that, since that's in a winning position. If something tells the horn to move twice, I'm dead. I think I am going to sacrifice Bramhead. So 4 dice. 2 6s and a 5, so that's dead. So that worked out. Drew independent fire at will and put forth Chard again. Now Zulus. The loins move forward 1. So I'm going to want to shoot at that. But not yet. First, these 2 are going to build a reserve platoon. That will be their action for the turn. Then I draw a card. And Sing Mena Harlak. A lieutenant must be available, but is not used to play this card. Discard at the end of the Impy phase to skip it in the Abuthu phase this turn. Alright, so I'll just leave that there. That should come in handy for sure. And there's no hero to put forth. So this is right horn. Nothing happens. And they're going to fire the reserve platoon at this guy here. 2 6s. So he loses 2 steps. But they get an ammunition low marker. That's the problem with that card. So let's draw a card. Hark the orders. So now the Zulus are up again. And they get this chit. I forget what that one does. Let me look it up. Might be Zulu rifles. Let me check. Oh, Zulu snipers. Draw another Impy chit. If it is an advanced marker, stop drawing. So, actually, I'm going to play this to skip the effects on that. And it gets returned to the cup. Alright, so I need to shoot at this thing. So that's going to be fired. 6 and a 5. So it takes 1 step and pushes them back to 2. And we draw. The tail native horse. This gets discarded. It can only be it can't be drawn after you have fired the first volley. Alright, so no hero to put forth. So let's draw a chit here. Oh, it's Zulu snipers again. Alright, I draw another chit. It is not an advanced marker. Alright, so I draw one more. And that gets implemented. So this moves forward one. If there was no advanced markers in the cup after drawing, then every Ubuntu would be moved forward one. Ubunthus are the Zulus. Alright, so what am I going to do? My turn here. This card isn't particularly good at close range, but I'm going to have to use it. Oh, wait, I got an ammunition low marker out, so I'm going to leave that here and use Windridge to get rid of the ammo low marker. And that reserve platoon is no more. You can break it up for free. Alright, so let's draw. Special event, night fighting begins. Yuck. Actually, I'm okay here. It's a -1 die roll modifier if no buildings are on fire, but fortunately that one's on fire so I can see at night, so that's good. And we put forth this card. And the loins move forward one. So they're going to fire this. Hopefully I get a 6. Of course not. If I want to, I can sacrifice Shard. You know what, I think I'm going to have to in order to stop that. 5, so that pushes it back once, but I have no more Shard. He is dead. Or discarded, whatever you want to call it. He's out of the battle. Alright, so Drew Dick, who is I guess the company dog here. He can be put forth for free and discard when another hero uses his discard ability instead of discarding that hero card. Wish I had this last turn. That would have been useful. Alright, so that was my draw. So now the Zulus are up again. Seniority debate. I think Windridge goes back to my hand. Let me check. Yeah, Windridge gets returned. And I can't fire. And I can't draw this turn, so it's back to the Zulus. Zulu snipers again. Moves forward one. Yeah, he's in a winning position again. Alright, so there's nothing I can do on my turn other than put this guy out. And I'll draw a card. It's Major Spaulding. And I'll put him forth. Alright. Regroup. So I'm not sure if he moves back when he's in the 0 space. Let me check. I know if he's in the 1 or 2 space, he moves back. Yeah, it does get moved back. That actually helped me out. But I can't fire this turn because it was a regroup. So we'll draw and then put forth this hero. Now our Zulu friends are up. Zulu snipers again and plays that. So this moves forward one. Alright, I'm going to play, or I'm going to sacrifice him to throw 2 dice. And that moves it back one. But however, I got Dick here, so I can discard him again instead of discarding the hero. Draw one. It's Private Jones. Zulu snipers again. Boy, that's a popular shit. There's only one of those too. I just keep drawing it. So this is 2 horns, move forward 2. Fortunately, those are dead. Alright, put that there and draw a card. Sergeant Bourne. So he gets put forth on that phase. And each one moves forward 1. So he's back in that 0 position again, scaring the hell out of me. Alright, I'm going to roll all 4 dice. But I can discard this to re-roll all the dice thrown in a single volley. Got a 6, so he's dead, and the British have won. Thanks for watching. This is one of my favorite games. Like I said, I play this with my own interpretation of the rules, and like I said, a few of the rules that they have in the errata and so forth I didn't agree with, so I do it my way. But this is how I play it, and this is how I like it. Have a good evening.